What's good, y'all? It's your boy Frankie T, and we are back with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about New Year's resolutions. As you guys know, we're winding down to the end of the year, 2021. Hopefully you guys had a great year. And with this time, a lot of people start talking about the new year, new me, the things that they're going to get accomplished for the next year and all of that, etc., etc. You know, you have people, especially obviously when New Year comes, oh, I'm gonna leave that toxic ex that's just been treating me like straight shit. I'm gonna make $1 million. You know, I'm gonna start that business that I've been capping for like 3-4 years. I haven't even done anything to start. And I'm gonna be in the best shape that I've ever been. X, Y, and Z. It's just a whole lot of talk, but there's no kind of action. And this is why I think we should ditch New Year's resolutions. I don't think New Year's resolutions are good. There's a better way to go about having these goals, which, I mean, it's good. It's good to have them, but I feel like people kind of go about it very, very wrong. And honestly, if you were really serious about a specific New Year's resolution that you did have, why would you wait till the next year to set that goal? Why not just start the goal now? And I feel like that in itself is a huge piece of why you don't get anything done, because you're already breeding that procrastination. So we're just gonna start by how we can start properly set goals. So number one, the first thing that you can do to start setting your goals is to literally, and I know this is gonna sound cliche, but to write down exactly what you want. Again, I know that sounds very, very cliche, but oftentimes people will come up with these goals or these New Year's resolutions, I should say, and they'll say, oh, in 2022, I'm going to be in the best shape possible, in the best shape ever. Well, what does that mean? It's not very clear, cut, and concise. If you guys already watched my YouTube channel, you guys know in the end of the videos, I always say, make sure you're clear, cut, and concise in everything you do. That is not clear, cut, and concise. Saying that I'm going to be in the best shape, that, like, what does that mean? Like, are you going to be able to run 10 miles every week or something? Does being in the best shape possible, does that mean that you're going to be able to, I don't know, lift 300 pounds squatting? Like, what is, like you need to have the concise. Notice I use the numbers, the pounds, the units of measurement, things like that. Or if you want to be a millionaire, or you want to be a six-figure, you know, dude or whatnot, state that, hey, I want to make $100,000 by this date next year for the New Year's. So yeah, you go through that whole year, you're working your way towards that goal. I feel like that's something a lot of people miss there. They get too vague with their goals, and it doesn't really, you know, do much. It doesn't really change much because you're not really putting that out into the light. And quite frankly, I think that the reason why people may not really want to be specific and they do get vague is because of the fear of failure. Quick pause, you guys. So if you guys are loving the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turn on those post notifications. This lets us know that we're doing a good job here. So again, if you guys are loving the content, you know, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and like this video. Go crazy, go crazy, go crazy. But we're gonna go back to the video. Peace. Appreciate y'all. Peace. And I'm a man of my word, so because I didn't say it, I don't really need to do it. You know, you look at most like relationships in America, and I know this may be a little like deviating, but you look at a lot of relationships in America, or just even in general, Americans in general, they like to have a whole lot of titles and on a whole lot of different set of issues and stuff. There's always a title or a name for something, but nobody wants to take what comes with it. For example, like with relationships, people will say, oh, we're just vibing, we're just a thing, it's complicated. They say a lot of these terms that don't really make sense. Are you guys in a relationship or not? Like, are you guys taking these steps to you guys claim each other? You know, a lot of people are with people, and these people are not even claiming each other. They're in this relationship. They believe they're in this relationship, and they do everything that comes with being in a relationship, maybe knowing their parents. They come to meet their parents. They show their friends and stuff like that. But they don't want what comes with that relationship. You know, they don't when it's time to say, oh, are we together, it's like this whole confusion. They use all these terms, vibe being complicated, confusing, just weird stuff, and it just doesn't make sense. So, you know, I think it's very important to just be very clear, cut, and concise in the things that you want to do. You know, maybe that's why the divorce rate in America is so high, because of this going about life of just this, oh, it's just whatever, it's just whatever. And then people wonder why a lot of things happen because of this mentality that they're going into. It's just whatever. So you, in turn, you get out what you put in, you get whatever. So the number 2 thing I believe people should do when it comes to setting their goals properly is to, right now, once you have what you want or the things that you want to accomplish in 2022 or whatever year going forward, is to write this goal down on paper. Physically write the goal down. You know, I know some people write their goals down on their iPhone and whatnot. You can do that too, but I feel like there's nothing better than actually writing it down physically, having it on paper. The reason why you want to do this is because it starts to, you psychologically and subconsciously are writing this information down, feeding it to your brain, and you may start to see, you know, you might start to get like these kinds of people, these people or things that may start attracting to you because you simply wrote it down, and now you're actively seeking this goal. You're actively wanting to go and attack and pursue this goal. So you may start to notice that, okay, if I'm trying to make $100,000 a year by doing X, Y, and Z, you're gonna start finding yourself maybe in opportunities where these people are making this kind of money, and they may be they may be in your path to help you to get to this amount. Maybe you may find a mentor that may mentor you in the career path that you're in, or the job that you're at, whatever walk of life that you're in, and whatever goal that you have, that these people can mentor you or help you, or something may come along, a YouTube channel or whatever it is, might just come around, and then you may be able to now extract information or whatnot from this person or thing that is going to help you get to where you need to be. Honestly, vision is key, because if you cannot see yourself being this thing, you're never going to become it. I don't think there's any successful person that didn't think about being where they're at today without doing that beforehand. You know, I don't think there's any YouTube channel that didn't think they're going to be a million subscribers. You know, I don't think things like that just come by just whatever. It was a goal that they had in mind, and they had a pursuit to get to this goal, and they got there because of hard work and having vision. So the third and last thing I believe people should do when it comes to setting their goals properly is to simply set deadlines to things. Honestly though, this was probably one of the most intimidating things for me, just because of the simple fact, like I mentioned before, the fear of failure is a very real thing. If you don't write it down, if you don't hold yourself accountable, then you can kind of, again, like I said, beat around the bush and not have to really commit. So the reason why you want to do this is because, again, one, like I said just before, you're committing yourself to doing X, Y, and Z. And number 2, it kind of eliminates the procrastination, because now you're going off of deadlines. You're able to set things based off deadlines, based off dates, to get certain things done and get that progress. Honestly, I mean, you look at it in the real world, you work a job or even school. That's probably one of the first times we've seen this. You know, if you had a teacher that came up to you and told you, hey, I'm going to give you guys this homework. You guys can turn this homework whenever. I do not care when you turn it in. It's whenever you want to, when you feel like it. If you're done, you can turn it in to me. Do you really think that a lot of people will be turning in that homework? There'd be no kind of discipline, Everybody's just going to do whatever. And when the end of the semester comes, you're going to see people are going to be rushing to do this work to turn it in. And honestly, I know that's going to be a lot of work for the teacher, but but at the end of the day, you get what I'm saying? It's literally going to be you're probably not going to hold yourself throughout a whole year of schooling, maybe college, and your teacher tells you you can turn in this work whenever I don't care. As I said, it's gonna be hard for a lot of people to do this, but if you do this, it's gonna make things a lot more easier and more clear cut and concise. Now, there are no unreasonable goals. There are just unreasonable deadlines. So just kind of hold yourself accountable and understand that you can't get things overnight, especially in this age of social media where instant gratification and stuff like that is the thing that everybody wants. You know, some things may take months, some things may take weeks, days. I mean, some things may be very quick to get. Some things may take a longer period of time. Maybe the certain body that you want may take a longer period of time. Maybe the certain money that you're trying to make may take a couple of years, you know? Everybody has a different situation. You just need to make sure that you do not compare your situation to somebody else's, because comparison is the thief of all joy. And you may be making progress, but because you're looking at that other person, you know, it just blows things out of proportion. Now, another thing I want to mention when it comes to the deadlines, if you don't, you know, make a deadline, I don't think that's the end of the world. You shouldn't, you know, just throw your computer and go crazy and get mad. I think, honestly, you should just reset the deadline and continue going with what you need to do. You know, I don't think there's anything bad about, sometimes you're just not going to get things the way you want it. Sometimes you might have to get a stop in the road. There's a saying, you know, you get in the elevator, sometimes you may have to stop at this level, floor 3, before you get to floor 6, get things done in floor 3, get back into the elevator and get to floor 5. You might get another halt at floor 5. The elevator jams up. You need to go take care of this room on floor 5, that room on floor 5, this and that. Get back in. That may have taken a year, 2 years to do. Then you finally get to floor 6, your destination. You know what I mean? So it's all on different scales. You know, for me, it may take me, you know, a couple of days to make $100,000, but for you, it may take a couple of years. It's just different playing fields. You know what I mean? You just never know the situation some people were in. Maybe they got handed that 100K from their parents or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can apply this to whatever industry or whatever, you know, path that you're going for. You know, you just never know unless you were there and you know their life. The last thing, if you want to take this like even a step further, I think it's even important to mention, you know, as I said in a couple of the previous points, how you're going to accomplish this. Right, and this is everything you're writing down how you're going to accomplish this, even writing down the obstacles. Maybe you have a couple of friends that are going to stop you from reaching this goal. Maybe you're going to have a couple of things to stop you from reaching this goal. Maybe you know you're a procrastinator, so how are you going to stop yourself from procrastinating when that time comes? Obviously, we all procrastinate. You know, you can't fully stop it. You know, that's like ending an emotion. You know, I don't think you can just stop being angry for the rest of your life about stuff. You know, it's just how you handle that emotion. I think that's important. Maybe you go and you listen to music. Maybe you go and you take a walk around your community. Whatever gets you an ease away from that. You know, what are these things? What are the measures you're gonna take when X turns into Y, or Y is maybe Z? You know, you don't get things the way it turns out. So I think you have to, and again, this is all introspection. You need to think about, really dig deep. You know, this is all about digging deep. You know, a New Year's resolution is just basic. You know, there's not really any time thought into it. You could say, somebody can come up to you about a New Year's resolution and you tell them what you want to do. Like, I want to be in the best shape ever. But if they ask you how, you probably won't even know how to explain it, because you were sitting here thinking about this New Year's resolution off the bat because it sounds nice and it doesn't really, you know, doesn't really change much. I just, you know, honestly think that people should really take this time and plan this all out. Even the people that may be even in the position to help you, I think it's important to put those people down, because then you can look at these people and call them up or see them honestly even as like some mentors, you know, that where you can call them and they can ask the advice, because maybe they went through what you're going through now, or the process, the things that you're trying to do, so they can kind of better advise you. You know, I'd rather get advice from the person who has the experience than the person who just talks about it, you know, and maybe has the book knowledge, but hasn't done it, you know. So, you know, that's just my things. And I feel like that's why, you know, New Year's resolutions should be canceled. We need to be more in depth and more introspective with the things that we want to do and see accomplished in our lives. So if you liked this content, go ahead and hit that like button. We talk about everything money, finance, and the ladder, mindset. So if you're interested in all that content, I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and stay clear cut and concise in everything you do. Peace.